Picture this, a 2.6 square mile chunk of limestone jutting out into the sea, home to more Barbary macaques than people. This, my friends, is Gibraltar, a place where you can find British phone booths, fish and chip shops, and enough sunshine to make even the grumpiest Brit crack a smile. It's a little piece of Britain, perched on the edge of Spain, and for centuries, it's been a source of fascination and head-scratching. Why does Britain, known for its rainy weather, own a sunny slice of the Mediterranean? It's a question that has vexed historians, politicians, and even a few confused tourists. Is it a strategic outpost, a historical anomaly, a really persistent case of finders keepers? Buckle up, because we're diving into the wacky world of geopolitics to find out why Gibraltar is the rock that won't quit. Let's cut to the chase. Yes, Britain still owns Gibraltar. It's been over 300 years since they planted their flag on this rocky outcrop. Spain, understandably, has some thoughts on the matter. It sits right on the southern tip of Spain, a stone's throw from the mainland. Britain points to a certain treaty and the people's votes to remain British. So, it's a bit of a geopolitical standoff, a real-life game of risk. The year is 1713. The War of the Spanish Succession has finally sputtered to a close, leaving Europe exhausted and in desperate need of a nap and probably a stiff drink. Enter the Treaty of Utrecht, a document so important, so monumental, that it makes the Magna Carta the grocery store. Among other things, this treaty officially handed Gibraltar over to Britain. Yes, you heard that. After a particularly nasty scene, Spain basically said, fine, Now, the treaty itself is a bit vague on the details. It mentions the full and entire propriety of Gibraltar being ceded to Britain, but it doesn't go into specifics about, say, air rights or fishing zones. This lack of clarity has predictably led to some disagreements over the years, but the gist of it is clear. Britain got Gibraltar and they haven't looked back since. Section 4. Sun, Sand, and Strategic Significance. Why Gibraltar matters. You might be thinking, okay, but why all the fuss over a tiny rock? Well, it turns out Gibraltar is a bit like that friend who's small in stature but surprisingly influential. It's all about location. Location, location. See, Gibraltar sits right at the mouth of the Mediterranean Sea, guarding the entrance to this crucial waterway. It's like the world's bounciest doormat, controlling who comes and goes from this busy maritime thoroughfare. This made it incredibly valuable back in the day, and it still holds strategic importance today. Plus, let's not forget the sunshine. While Britain was busy being, well, Gibraltar was soaking up the rays, becoming a popular tourist destination and a haven for, allegedly, tax-averse individuals. In short, Gibraltar is a small rock with a big personality, and both Britain and Spain recognize its value. Section 5. But what do the Spaniards think? A tale of two perspectives. Now, we've heard Britain's side of the story, but what about Spain? Well, as you can imagine, they're not exactly thrilled with the whole tiny British outpost on our doorstep situation. They see Gibraltar as a historical injustice, a lingering reminder of past conflicts and imperial ambitions. Over the years, there have been attempts to reclaim Gibraltar, from diplomatic negotiations to, closing the border entirely. It was a different time. But so far, nothing has stuck. The people of Gibraltar have made it clear that they want to remain British, and Britain, ever the loyal friend, or stubborn mule depending on your perspective, has stood by them. It's a delicate situation, a geopolitical game of tug-of-war with a very rocky prize at stake. And while there's no easy solution, one thing's for sure, the story of Gibraltar is far from over. Section 6. In conclusion, Gibraltar, a rock-solid relationship, mostly. So there you have it. The strange and surprisingly complicated tale of why Britain owns Gibraltar. It's a story of history, strategy, and a healthy dose of international squabbling. It's a reminder that sometimes the past really doesn't like to stay in the past, especially when there's prime Mediterranean real estate involved. Will Spain ever get Gibraltar back? Will Britain ever tire of their sunny Mediterranean outpost? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure. This little rock is a big deal, and it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to brush up on my Spanish. Just in case.